Hello everyone, and welcome to the third episode of the Striker Brick Show. And in today's episode, I'm going to be going over 5 sets that I feel like LEGO has to make. And the first one on my list is going to be the Mustafar base from Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Now, there have already been 2 sets that LEGO has made from this scene. One was the whole way back in 2005, I believe. And the other one was 2019, either 2019 or 2020. In one of those years in the Winter Wave, we got the small dual set from Mustafar. But I feel like neither of those sets have done the scene justice. I think it's one of the most iconic scenes from Star Wars, that duel between Obi-Wan and Anakin in Revenge of the Sith. And I feel like we really need a proper set for this scene. So if LEGO were to make a Mustafar base set, I feel like a $60 or a $70 set wouldn't quite be enough. I feel like it should at least be a $100 set if they don't want to put it into a UCS or an MBS. But I definitely think this needs to be an MBS set. I feel like this is the only way that you can really do it justice. I feel like with an MBS you could properly recreate the entire duel between Obi-Wan and Anakin. You could have them, you could have the inside of the base that they could go into. You can have the landing pad area that Padme lands at and where the duel begins. You can have the structures that are overlooking the lava. You can have them fight on that, and then you can also have the lava river as well. And then finally, you can have the bank where Anakin loses the duel on. So I think only with an MBS set can you properly recreate the entire duel sequence. Now, for the minifigures, I think I would like to see an Anakin and an Obi-Wan for sure. You would also need a Padme figure, and I think it would also be cool to include some of these separatist leaders, and you could recreate the scene from earlier where Anakin goes and takes care of them, as Palpatine says it. And maybe you could also have some of the, I don't even know what you call them, but they were the Mustafarians or whatever that were doing something on the lava river. You could include 1 or 2 of those, and maybe if you wanted to throw in 1 or 2 more, you could have Palpatine and the few clones that go with him when he picks up Anakin after he loses the duel. Now, the second set on my list is the Kylo Ren's TIE Whisper from Episode 9. We got a TIE Silencer in Episode 8, and I was a big fan of that set. And I'm really hoping that they make the TIE Whisper from Episode 9. The Whisper had far more screen time than the Silencer ever did, so I think that's a good enough reason for it to have a set. And I feel like when most people think of this being made into a set, they think of a Pisana-based set. But I almost think it would be cooler to have it from Kijimi, because if you make it from Kijimi, you could recreate the scene of Kylo Ren and Rey having their dyad fight. And I think with this is cool because you could create the stand that has Darth Vader's helmet on it, and maybe you could add a feature where that stand like breaks or whatever. And so that's the main reason why I think it should be Kijimi based rather than Pisana, so that you can recreate that dyad fight, and so that we can get that stand with Darth Vader's melted helmet on it. And for the figures, you'd have to have a Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, a Rey, and a couple of the First Order Snowtroopers from Kijimi as well. And I think this would be a really cool set in around that $60 or $70 range, and it would be one that I would certainly look forward to. Now, the third set on my list is a Geonosis Arena. A lot of people have wanted this set for a very long time now. Unfortunately, LEGO has never made one. There was some speculation this summer that it may be the $500 UCS or MBS set. Unfortunately, that's likely not going to be the case. Most people are pretty sure that's going to be a Razor Crest now. So, unfortunately, we won't be getting it this summer, maybe in the years to come. With this set, I feel like if they have it in the normal summer line, it would definitely have to be a $160 set. I feel like you wouldn't be able to do it justice with anything under that. But it seems like when most people talk about this set, they want it either in a UCS or an MBS. Most people aren't talking about that $160 range. I think you would definitely need Anakin, Padme, and Obi-Wan. And then after that is where you can get pretty creative. I would like to see a Dooku and a Coleman Trevor, and you can recreate that scene where Coleman Trevor flips up to where Dooku is and tries to assassinate him. I think you should also have a Jango Fett and a Mace Windu. For the build, you'd have the seating area sort of wrapping around the exterior, and then you would have the post that Anakin, Padme, and Obi-Wan are tied to, as well as the creatures that are trying to attack them. And I think with that you could go as big or small as you want. I don't think the build should really have too much else. I think it's really the difference between a $160 set and an MBS isn't going to be the details of the set, but more so the scaling. And yeah, this is definitely one that I would like to see within the next few years. Now the fourth set on my list is Moff Gideon's Outland TIE Fighter. Ever since I saw this at the end of the first season of The Mandalorian, I always wanted this in a LEGO set. I think it's one of the coolest TIE Fighter variants we've had in a while now. I think this one and the Sith TIE Fighter are one of the coolest TIE Fighters that we've had in the last few years. And for the figures, I really want to see Death Troopers. I think at least 2 Death Troopers would be really cool in this set. And then you would need Moff Gideon. A new Darksaber would definitely be necessary. The one that they have now definitely isn't cutting it. They really need a new mold for the Darksaber. So Moff Gideon, at least 2 Death Troopers, and then you could throw in a few Stormtroopers as well. And I think retractable landing gear would be pretty cool, as well as the folding mechanism for the wings. And other than that, it wouldn't be too much different than a normal TIE Fighter. And I think you could do this in that $50 or I don't think you could do it at $40, because the normal TIE Fighter we got a few years ago was $40, and with the Outland TIE Fighter you would have to have the mechanism for the wings to fold. So I think $50 would be a good price for this set. And the final set on my list is a Separatist MTT. I think just about every single LEGO Star Wars fan wants a new MTT. We haven't gotten one for a while now, and it would definitely be cool to get one in the blue and gray color scheme that we got the AAT in 2020. And I think with this set, I think $160 would be pretty cool. You could also do it in the UCS. Although LEGO seems reluctant to do prequel sets in that UCS slot. So I think $160 is probably more likely. And the last one we got definitely didn't house enough battle droids, so I think they can make a big upgrade with this one and give enough room to store plenty of battle droids. I would definitely love to see LEGO do more CIS ships. So the AAT was a good start, but I think every LEGO Star Wars fan definitely wants a Separatist MTT. That's going to be it for this episode of the Striker Brick Show. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you want. I'm going to have a review of the Luke Skywalker helmet set. That should be out in 1 or 2 days from now. And with that being said, I'll see you next time.